Hello everyone, it's Vivi and welcome back. Yeah, you heard it right. A dearly beloved dormant series such as Sly Cooper is getting its own Funko Pop figure. This Funko is exclusive to GameStop and EB Games Canada, EB Games being the equivalent of GameStop. It's planned to get released on June 11th in the US and July 12th in Canada. For some reason, Canada delayed it. I mean, its original release date was also June 11th. Yeah, I'm happy, I'm not gonna lie. More Sly Cooper merch? Alright. This is something many fans have been wanting to see happen for a while. You might be a fan of Funko Pop figures in general, or maybe not, but for a dried out series like Sly Cooper, it means a lot, especially for the community. We haven't seen anything from the Sly Cooper series since the announcement of the movie from 2014, which never happened. Same goes for the TV show, which was basically announced in 2017. That too, nothing came of it. Whatever's going on in that department, movie or TV show, who really knows? Maybe what's been going on in this world last year put everything on hold, we don't know. But that's not the point now. What I'm trying to get at, as much as I adore Sly Cooper, what I've learned after all these years is to keep your expectations at bay. I find the proper mindset is to just not to get too excited. Something happens out of the blue for Sly Cooper? A game, a TV show, a movie, or whatnot? Then yeah, let's get excited. But a Funko Pop hinting at a new game or anything? For now, well, as much as it sounds cool, I don't think this Funko Pop means anything outside of Sony simply acknowledging its IP and allowing Funko to produce a figure of their IP. Heck, Funko releasing this figure could simply be the result of enough fan requests. I recall the voice actor himself, Kevin Miller, the voice of Sly, tweeting out, telling fans that, hey, if you want a Sly Cooper Funko, just ask Funko. The earliest sign of this was on Facebook, January 2020. Like, hey, if you want a Sly Funko, just request it over on Funko's website. Simply. I feel the whole Sly Cooper Funko announcement is being blown out of proportion, and here's why. This isn't the first time a random Sly Cooper merch pops up, or anything Sly for that matter. Last thing I'd say was completely random, well, the Sly mascot suit from 2019's Fiesta Bowl. Apart from the movie TV show scenario, we also had the Stubbins plush released in 2017. Stubbins plush is an officially licensed Sony PlayStation product, by the way. What came of it? Nothing. There's another Gaming Heads figure planned for Q3 2021. Q3 means between July and September 2021. This one actually went through a delay. They had to adjust its design also. Here's the funny thing. It was promoted as a Sly 3 figure, but had the design of the fourth game, you know, a leg pouch and a pouch on his back. But then in the end, they removed the leg pouch and stuck with the first game's model, just with a pouch on the back. The case with the Sly Cooper Funko is just that. Another figure added to the collection. Could this Funko be a way to test the waters to see if people want Sly? Perhaps. After all, this sold out on EB Games Canada just like that. Or scalpers. I mean, scalpers and Funko, it's actually a thing. For example, if you want to purchase here in Canada the Ratchet & Clank Funko, the dual pack, you can find it on eBay. And from what I heard from EB Games when I called locally, they said that the Ratchet & Clank ones got discontinued. So, speaking of the Sly Cooper Funko, for GameStop US, well, it's still available for pre-order and is releasing on June 11th, as a reminder. $12.99 US. June 11th being the release date of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart as well. Is it a coincidence? I'll take that as a yeah. Sly Cooper Funko is listed as bestseller on GameStop. It's right there. That does put a smile on our faces. This at least goes to show how Sly Cooper, a dormant series, still garners attention. At this point, we're in 2021. This isn't a case where Sony doesn't care about Sly and doesn't want to do anything with it. Perhaps they do, but they don't know what to do with Sly. They don't know what to do with this IP, in other words. It is their IP at the end of the day. They still own it. What Sony might be going through right now. Which team would we want to make a new Sly Cooper game? Especially when looking at first-party companies owned by Sony. Ratchet & Clank at this point, for example, is considered their AAA family-friendly IP. How would they do justice to Sly Cooper knowing that it's another family-friendly title? They don't want to mess this up. At least that's my conclusion. I could be totally off, but that's what I'm thinking. Also, I'm aware that Sony is among the many partners of this year's Summer Game Fest, June 10th. That's the start date of Summer Game Fest. yeah, we are getting a Funko for Sly right around then. Even at that, Sony participating at Summer Game Fest could simply be about updates on upcoming games. I'm also aware Sony is working on more than 25 games for the PlayStation 5, where nearly half, by the way, would be new IPs. Herman Hulse, the head of PlayStation Studios, added, PlayStation Studios have more than 25 titles in development. Almost half of these are new IP. The other half, they're titles that are set in franchises that PlayStation fans already know and love, so it's quite a lot. It wasn't said that all these PlayStation 5 games would be first party, but I personally feel it's better to just not get too excited over this. I know it sounds exciting, 25 games, it's a lot, half of it being pretty much IPs we know. I know it sounds exciting, but if something comes up, then awesome. All I'm seeing right now is simple acknowledgement by Sony. Heck, Sir Dan Fortescue, there's a Funko Pop for him as well, announced on the same day. It releases on June 11th as well for the US. For Canada, it's the same scenario as Sly, July 12th. In this case, is Medieval getting another remake? Are we supposed to ask the same question right now? Right? You see where I'm going with this? So a couple of things before I wrap this up. The logo used on the box is the font of the first game, Thievius Raccoonus. Plus the Sly model itself seems to follow the first game with the pouch hanging on his back. Yes, it does say Sucker Punch. They were the original developers of Sly, they did produce 3 games after all. The same applies for Medieval, by the way. It says Cambridge. It's the original team who worked on 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 1. That company went defunct in 2017. Going back to Sly, Sucker Punch did tweet about this Funko. It's fun to see Sucker Punch tweet about Sly, I can admit that. But be careful. I don't think this is a hint at them going back to Sly Cooper anytime soon, especially after the mass good reception of Ghost of Tsushima, which by the way is also getting a movie confirmed by Sony. This was confirmed back in March 2021. So there you go. Yes, it's all fun, it's awesome, it's fantastic to see a Sly Cooper Funko figure. I'm gonna try to get my hands on one, by the way. I did call my local store and they say no, we don't have it listed. A couple of hours later, I noticed that it's on their website and it's already out of stock. So I'm gonna try and contact my local store. If the same applies to you, then I would recommend either contacting your local store or visiting them yourself. So as usual, if you have questions or anything of such sort, leave it all in the comments section below. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you for always sticking around. Until next time.